Two new Doom Tower bosses are going to be released in the next couple of days. I was able to go on the test server and try out a build for you guys, so in today's video, we're going to go over GRIFFIN and how I was able to beat him. First, let me remind you guys that I will be streaming tonight on Twitch 7:30 Eastern Time, and we will be having a gem giveaway. So if you want to participate, you have to show up, and then you can convert your free loyalty points into tickets for the giveaway. Secondly, I also want to quickly point out that the video I did about 6 days ago, new Doom Tower bosses, best champs, strategy ideals, you will see that what I'm going to show you today was in fact presented in that video. That's the strategy that worked for me today. I might optimize this though over the next couple of days. Now on to this new boss, GRIFFIN, where we need to talk about his skills again very quickly, all right? The A1 is a fear. You can handle that if you have a reliable cleanse every turn. The A2, here's the problem. You transfer all debuffs from GRIFFIN to each enemy. Therefore, the more debuffs you bring to the table, the stronger he is going to be, because then it's also filling his turn meter by 5% for each debuff transferred. So I found the best way to do this was to limit the amount of debuffs you bring to the table. Then the A3 removes all buffs from all enemies. Then you attack all enemies. The buff removal cannot be resisted. Damage increases by 10% for each buff removed. Again, you don't want to bring too many buffs to the table, or if you will be bringing a whole lot, make sure you can withstand all that damage. Now, for the passives, here's where it gets even more interesting, that whenever you drop below 50% HP, you're going to get attacked, right? So you want to be able to heal every turn. And finally, for the other passives, basically he gets stronger every turns he take. Don't bring in too much turn meter increase. You're going to power up this champion. You want to stay in a 1-to-1 ratio. At least that's what I found to be the most effective for the time being. And every time you decrease his turn meter, you're going to get your turn meter decreased at the same time. All that said, now let's go check out the run. So here we go with our run. We do have an Iron Brago in the lead. Hopefully you guys were able to fuse that one. We do have our free-to-play Siled Drakes. We have a Doom Priest that unfortunately I think you have to get. You can try other cleansers, but because of the way her passive works, I think she's one of the best champions in the game to do this. And yes, I do have 2 Rotos. But I talked about that in my previous video. Maybe you fused one. I was lucky enough to pull another one. But these champions are really clutch because they hit really hard without having enemy max HP. Also, I'll quickly point this out as well. There's no accuracy on these Rotos. I do not want that decreased defense to be applied. I want to limit the amount of debuffs I'm going to have to deal with. As for the buffs on our team, we do have increased defense, we have increased speed, but that is going to be removed most of the time. So the only real debuff I'm going to deal with here the entire run is decreased speed, and I can cleanse 1 buff every turn. No problem with a Doom Priest. We also have increased attack. Every now and then it's going to be up while we do a hit with the Rotos. So you do power your Rotos up without relying on decreased defense and weaken, which will come back to you, all right? You also want to, again, limit the amount of buffs you have on your own team, because this boss is going to hit harder every time he removes them, which is on a 3-turn cooldown. So again, go in there with a slow and steady team with a 1-to-1 ratio with relentless gear. I think that's the key here, at least it was for me. We have a relentless Siled Drakes, a relentless Doom Priest, we have 2 relentless Rotos, and we have just an Iron Brago that was built for clan boss. Mine is currently in a stalwart set. So here we are on the boss. And as you'll see right here in a second, we'll only be really dealing with the decreased speed, all right? We have those 2 Rotoses powering themselves up, and then we get the decreased speed. We cleanse that with Doom Priest. We do still have our increased attack, so we can get a couple hits in there, hopefully with our Rotos. We do get the fear to go on our Doom Priest. She's the tank in this case, right? Because she's weak affinity. But again, you can deal with that fear off the passive of a Doom Priest. There we go. Now we got increased defense. It gets removed. We do get a little bit more damage because of that, so again, be careful. But the real reason I have Iron Brago in here is mainly for that passive. You can try other champions. Also, perhaps a better aura. This one is increased defense, so it is kind of helping me survive this without adding more buffs. I think that's the crucial thing here, is that the more buffs or debuffs you have, the harder this is going to be, right? I tried with Drexstar for HP burn. I tried with Lydia for decreased defense and weaken. It was too much. It was just, it was going a lot faster, but I would end up having way too many debuffs on my own team. Then you would take more damage. Then you would go below 50% HP. This guy would then start counter-attacking, so you were dying way too fast to revive with just a Sile the Drakes. Instead here, it is slow and steady, getting a couple extra turns from Rotos. So again, I keep saying it, but this is, in my opinion, one of the easiest way to deal with this. You can try other champions. Obviously, not everybody has Rotos. I did talk about Faceless. Of course, Armiger comes to mind, but he has a decreased turn meter on the A1, so I don't think he's a great option, at least not for hard floor 90, all right? So also, unfortunately, we don't get to counterattack off our 2 Rotos when we get more than 50% damage HP dealt to us, because it doesn't work against bosses. But overall, this is it, guys. So nothing fancy, just surviving and healing off the passives, and no buffs and debuffs, really. Kind of like just one major one to deal with, which is decreased speed, which we get from our Sile the Drakes, right? That's done right there. A little bit of a problem, but we do cleanse that with the Doom Priest. So again, Sile the Drakes is never really in any danger of dying. It does get pretty ugly towards the end. It does come down to, like, literally, I think my 2 Rotos kind of finishing this. Doom Priest will end up dying. Don't forget, now this champ, or this boss, sorry, has 20 stacks. He hits really, really hard. Even if I revive Doom Priest, she'll die right away next turn. But overall, it does still work right there. We start getting more damage on Iron Brago because he went under 50% HP. So then we get a counterattack. We don't have any more heals because we have the heal reduction. So he will die as well. But still, overall, it does work in a reasonable amount of time. I think we finished this with about 5 minutes and 20 some seconds, 30 seconds, maybe a little bit more. 5 minutes and 30 seconds right there. Finished with the 2 Rotos still alive. So there you have it, guys. Now let's go check out the champion builds. And the great thing about them is that they're pretty much the same as they currently are on the live server. So again, we're on the test server here, guys. There might be some optimization before this goes live. But for Sile the Drakes, we have full relentless, 260 speed, 3.7k defense, and then resistance and accuracy. Again, this is high because of the hard Doom Tower. I get that this is not exactly beginner friendly, but eventually you might want to build or try to build your Sile the Drakes like this. All the skills are done. The masteries, we have War Master for the tier 6 into sort of like this counter attack. Then we have not 1 but 2 Rotos. Again, I understand that it's not easy to do. They are both in relentless gear. The stats are not exactly crazy. I mean, for the speed, for example, 4.6k attack is kind of nice. 100% crit rate is always good. 250% crit damage. But again, very low accuracy. I don't even want their decreased defense because I don't want that applied on my team. All the skills are done, and then for the masteries, we have Helm Smasher. They're built this way for basically Tag Arena and like Faction Wars. Same thing on the second one, slightly different, but we also have Helm Smasher. I did not do all the skills on my second one, okay, for even the test server. Then for the gear here, kind of the same concept. We have 160 speed, 4.7k attack, 94% crit rate, just a little short. 252% crit damage, no accuracy yet again. Let's keep going. We have our Iron Brago. You must have seen this champion on my YouTube channel before. He's built for my 1-to-1 ratio counter attack double ally protection build with 193 speed, 5.6k defense, 93% crit rate, 154% crit damage, 263 accuracy. Again, I don't really care about his debuffs, all right? So he could give me, let's say, the decreased attack, but again, I would get that back. Therefore, my Rotos would be a little bit weaker. Instead, I really just want this right here, 10% increased defense, and on top of that, probably the best aura for this right now, 34% increased defense for Doom Tower battles. Very clutch. Iron Brago is amazing. All the skills are done. We do have War Master for the tier 6. And then let's keep going to our last one, which is Doom Priest. Now, she's the only one which has been changed on the live server. I currently use her in now my unkillable team, so I might have to tweak her gear specifically for this because she's going to need to be a little bit tougher. All right, so all her skills are done. You saw there, War Master for the tier 6. We have relentless gear, total stats, 233 speed, 3.2k defense, 50. We don't care about crit rate, crit damage. Again, accuracy on this champion. You do not care. You basically just want to be as fast as possible, and we're really just relying on her passive. The increased attack is good, again, like I said, but don't forget, it will be removed most of the time. So it's really just about her passive. So there you have it, guys. This is it. This is how I got it to work for Hard Doom Tower Floor 90. And of course, this is, again, just the test server. Probably going to optimize this in the future. So make sure to hit that follow button, that subscribe button to see how it can do it. Eventually, you do have other players here doing even better. Bliss Hell here has the HP burn. He does have a counter attack, one Rotos in there. Also, you do see a Battle Khazar. We do have a Sir Nick in here. This is not Vrass, this is Warlord. So guys, there's a lot of things you can use, but overall, this is my build. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.